Okay,
Getting
great,
started.
great.
Hey, hi guys, I'm Jitendra Vaswani, and today I'm with Marouan, and he's the publisher and advertiser manager and Adcash. And today in my podcast, Inside a Hustler's Brain, he's going to talk about affiliate marketing opportunities and how you can use COVID-19 a right time to start your own online business. So Marouan is an experienced affiliate manager. And like Marouan, over to you. So please introduce yourself to my audience. So they would like to know about your journey into affiliate marketing. So please go ahead. Thank you so much for being on my show, man. Marouan.
Hello, Jitendra. First of all, thanks to you for the invitation.
Sure.
Well, you already said pretty much.
Yeah.
I work as a publisher and advertiser manager in Adcash,
Yeah.
and I have been in charge of both sides of advertising part and like what's affiliation basically, and also
Right.
on the advertising side as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what is the impact of COVID-19 on affiliate marketing in 2020? So can you please share your thought? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, actually, it's an interesting question to start with. Well, as we all know, COVID-19 has impacted really hard in the world's
Right.
economy, and unfortunately, I can say that the ad tech industry didn't escape from it. Briefly,
Right.
if we have to explain it in a quick way, we can say that we have to that COVID-19 basically affected into two different ways.
Right.
One of them, there we can find companies that increased their budgets
Yeah.
during the COVID-19. This might
COVID-19.
sound a
Yeah.
little bit this might sound a little bit contradictory because it's a
Right.
crisis period and so on. However, there are many companies that have products that tend to be highly consumed during the
Right.
lockdown when people are stuck at home. Here we can talk about gaming offers, we can talk about VODs and so on. And from another hand, we have, unfortunately, the companies that had to decrease the budgets because, of
Right.
course, it's crisis. And we
Right.
all know that during these cases, many companies, the first budget they cut is advertising and marketing
Right.
budget. So,
True. Okay.
Mhm.
And my next question is, what are some of the best offers in COVID-19 for the webmasters or for the publishers to make money right now?
Well, in this case, as I just mentioned previously when I was talking about the companies that increased their budgets, we can talk about VODs, for example. We can talk
Right.
about gaming. We can talk, for example, about food delivery apps. I don't know how has been
Yes.
the COVID-19 in other countries, but for example, here in Estonia, um, we can see that during the COVID, the restaurants were basically closed. They were only delivering to home, and the only way to basically get food was with food apps, and these kind
Yes.
of apps have been really good during
Doing very
COVID-19.
well. Yes.
Yeah, but let's not also forget from another side that there were other type of verticals that has been always that the numbers have been always great, and during this period basically during this period as well, it was a good vertical to run, for example,
Right.
sweepstakes, casinos, betting, and so on.
Right. Okay. So what are some of the best verticals that affiliates should run on Adcash?
Well, in that case, we have basically all type of traffic,
Sure.
exclusive sources that work
Right.
directly with us. We have worldwide coverage, right?
Right.
So, of course, in this case, I can stick back again to the same verticals I mentioned previously. However, we should just understand why, the reason behind like the previously mentioned verticals. And
Right.
in this case, we can talk, for example, when it comes to sports related traffic, one of
Right.
the best verticals to match with is betting, because when you're checking a
Betting. Right.
and sport news, of course, sport news website,
Yeah.
if you do bets, usually you will end up making a bet,
Right.
probably if you see an ad. So this kind of both, let's say, approaches in which we match the traffic with the right ads, this is basically the key success point here.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what are the some of the most important things to track and test when promoting the affiliate offers? Do you want to share some strategies here?
Well, we can say that at the end, it depends on the ultimate goal that the advertiser has. I mean, when I talk about the goal, I mean the main goal that will describe the ROI.
Right.
Are we talking about an installation? Are we talking about registration? Are we talking about installation and retention, for example? Or are we talking about something like a complex process as a sale? I mean,
Right.
so it will depend a little bit. There is no unique magic point or tip that we have to focus on in order to
Right.
exactly to make the tracking. However, I can mention 2 or 3 global tips, which is, for example, the fact of using server to server, S2S, which allows you to put a lot of macros, and macros at the end mean valuable information, which you can, of course, use to optimize more your campaigns, especially when they are performance based.
Okay, so can you share something about Adcash zero tolerance to fraud? Like, what does it mean? Really mean? Like,
Okay, well, Adcash zero tolerance to fraud is something I must say that we are really proud of in Adcash,
huh?
because fraud overall has no space in our platform,
Right.
and we have our own technology built in house that helps our fraud analyst team, because we also had a fraud analyst team, to fight against these unethical actions. And on top of this, we also use external tools in order to help better and fight better against these unethical actions
Action.
overall.
Hmm.
Yeah, because at the end we always aim to deliver the best offer to our the best results to our customers, no matter if we are talking about publishers or advertisers. So at the end, the results we want to deliver should be great. And I can proudly say that we put a lot of effort and endeavor and development into this, because we don't want from one side to waste advertisers' budgets, and from another side we don't want to show bad quality ads to publishers.
Right. So that's where you are playing to be very neutral, right?
Exactly. Well, we need to deliver the best results for both
Right.
of them.
Okay. So as we are also aware about some transparency issues, right? That some networks brings to the publishers. So what are your thoughts about these shady practices that some networks are using right now? So do you want to share some light on this?
Well, I can say that if I remember well, it was more or less since the beginning of 2019 when
Right.
personally myself I noticed that there were some ad networks that were trying to do some kind of shady
Shady
practices
practices, right?
overall.
Yeah.
Exactly. And among these unethical actions, we can find, for example, just so the people can understand what we are talking about, right? So we have banners, for example, that make redirections. So overall
Right.
banners should be static, or if they are animated, it's okay. But of course, the banners should be banners and should stay in the website. But however, sometimes we see banners that are opening some redirections or different tabs. We see,
Right.
for example, formats like in-page push notifications that are triggering pops.
Ah,
We
yeah,
see
yeah.
impression shaving. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
I mean, actually, you are getting a specific ad format in your page, but they are triggering 3, 4 different ad formats sometimes with the same tag. So, at the end, this is done without this is very important because it's done without the consent of the publisher,
Of the
which at the end
publishers,
it's
right?
a
Right.
so at the end I would say it's a breach of trust between the network and the
And the
publishers.
publishers, right?
And of course, from one side, as I mentioned, is a breach of trust, but from another side, it can be really harmful for your website because it can damage your SEO. It can damage
Your trust, your trust.
exactly. It can damage also the user experience because there is a user that is arriving to the website, and without your knowledge, he's being redirected somewhere else. So, and it can also damage the Google rank, of course.
Right. Like Google rankings can also get impacted for sure.
Exactly.
Okay. So my next question is, what are some of the most profitable ad formats for the publishers and advertisers? Like, what do you think like these are the best profitable ad formats?
Well, I can mention above all two ad
Yeah,
formats, which
sure.
are pop and interstitial, and their success basically lays on the fact that they can easily bypass the advertising blindness.
Oh.
So they are highly visible ad formats, and they can generate a lot of money for publishers, because advertisers are also willing to pay more for these formats.
Right.
Of course, let's not forget that we also have banners and native, for example, that complement the rest of our pool of ad formats, let's say. And about these ones, we recommend them to use them as complementary channels or monetization options, depending if we are talking about publishers or advertisers. And you also have to keep in mind that some of them, like the native ads, are really specific for a concrete type of
Right.
offers. So if we are talking about content promotion, for example, native ads is a great definitely ad format.
Okay. So my next question is like, let's talk some more about the publisher side of your business. Like, what kind of payment methods you guys have at Adcash for the publishers?
Okay, so for the publishers, basically, I can brief them up in six ad formats. So we have wire transfer, like traditional bank transfer. We have PayPal and Pioneer, which are very used. We have Skrill and Web Money, so that's 5. And 6, and last one is Bitcoin. Something to mention here is that we are one of few ad networks that offer Bitcoin payments. And this is really good for many publishers that usually like to invest their earnings in Bitcoin, so directly they receive the money in Bitcoin and so on. And when it comes to the minimum required to withdraw your money, is 25 euros/USD. Doesn't matter if it's euros USD, but it's 25. Besides the wire transfer that requires 100 euros and dollars. I think your question was only about you said only about payment methods, right? But
Right.
in any case, for payment terms,
Yeah.
we also have different payment terms, which is basically the frequency payment and delay that each payment has. So we have different payment terms, and it will depend on the business potential of the publisher and the publisher profile itself.
Because it's very important. Like, I feel like it's very, very, very important. Like, whenever you're making a deal with any ad network, or you're working with any ad network, so payment method should be very clear. Like you guys have their favorable payoff method, right? It's very, very important.
Exactly, and there are many networks, for example, that they offer only one. They offer, for example, only Pioneer, or they offer only PayPal, for example. But in our case, we offer six different
That's very nice.
Payment methods, and even we have one which is, let's call, like, not with the normal monetary system, which is the Bitcoin, which is a different, like we are talking about even cryptocurrency payments. So yeah.
So you guys are offering like 6 payment options. So that's a very great, like, a lot of options for the publishers right now, like, to be very, very honest. Like, because I have worked with a lot of ad networks, and I know, like, payment method, something is very important for me, is to work with any ad network right now. So my next question is how to find the sweet spot between monetization and user experience. Please share your thoughts, man.
Well, such a big dilemma, right? For publishers, always. Well, I can briefly mention that For example, pops overall, along the last decade, they have got a really bad reputation, which in my opinion, and this is my totally personal opinion, they don't worth this bad reputation they got, because, and this is mainly because there have been some webmasters that, in order to make a lot of money in a fast way and quick way, they have been abusing this ad format a lot. So
yes.
We all, I mean, I'm sure we all have been in website where you go, you open, you try to open something, you get a pop, you close it, you try to open again, it's pop
a bad
again.
Experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really bad user experience. However, this doesn't mean that pop is the evil ad format as many people see it, you know? So, of course, in Adcash, what we recommend here to do is we have developed a tool called capping, which means basically to establish a limit of impressions in a specific time frame. So basically, what this will make is, from one side, you will guarantee the user experience, which will be a good user experience. Second, the ads will be much more effective because of this, you will have a higher conversion rate. Because of course, here we are talking that the user is not seeing an endless amount of ads, so he's not going to start just closing ads, which will be more effective, and you won't damage your SEO. So from this side, it's a win-win. And of course, this is just a small part. I'm only talking about capping, but we also should mention that the ads should have the right placement. Exactly. Right placement. The ads should be clean and relevant to the audience type. And here it's really important that each webmaster and publisher should know really well the audience interest overall, so he can show the right ads. So this is it, basically, I would say.
Okay, relevancy, I would say, like, relevancy is one of the most important factor while having ads on your website. It's very, very important.
Exactly. Relevancy, clean ads, right placement, and of course using capping, so you can have a proper user experience. So these 4 key elements, I would say.
Okay, so what are some of the best performing ads for the publishers in 2020 right now, like according to your experience? So do you want to share some thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, as I just mentioned, pop and interstitial, because before I talked about the ad formats, pop, interstitial, banners, and native. So the best performing ones, as main ones, we can talk about pop, which used wisely with capping can be a great key generator of money, basically. Interstitial is also a really good ad format, because in this case, we are talking about an ad format that is first of all more user-friendly than the pop. That's true. It's more interactive and highly customizable. In this case, we talk that, for example, in Adcash, we have a full screen interstitial, which is an interstitial that covers the full screen. But we also have, for example, the interstitial layout. We call it interstitial layout, which at the end it's a smaller interstitial. The size of the screen is smaller. And it can be even much more customizable in terms of, for example, you can add a delay, you can add a capping, you can basically, you have, for example, in the interstitial on the top right corner, a countdown of 5 seconds. So the user will see the ad for 5 seconds before to skip it. And you can even put the 5 seconds or remove it. So it's highly customizable. And these, I would say, are the top best ad formats overall. Exactly. Banners and native, as I mentioned before, it can be great when we are talking about highly converting traffic, because these 2 ad formats are basically performance-based ad formats. So if your traffic converts really high, then in this case, banners and native ads can be really good, especially if we are talking about tier 1. And just like remember really quickly which are the tier 1 countries for advertising industry, which are, for example, US, Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand,
Right.
Scandinavian countries, most of Western Europe countries, and even some Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and so on.
Right. Okay. So Marouan, for me, like I have like one question in my mind right now, which I
Sure.
really want to ask you. Who is your favorite affiliate marketing guru?
Oh,
That's a very tough question, right? Who's your
well,
favorite affiliate marketing guru? Come on, you have to answer this question. Like, who's your favorite? Like, do you have someone favorites, or you have a lot of?
well, to be honest, I don't have exactly a favorite one.
Right.
I have many guys that I usually follow, read about what they write, and so on. For example, we have Servando Silva, which is an influencer from Latin America that also has really interesting blog articles. More than influencer or guru, I check many different sources. For example, I can even now, for example, open my bookmark on Google Chrome and tell you, for example, what is on my bookmark. What do I have
Right.
usually?
So,
For
so you
example,
talk about your favorite affiliate marketing blogs right now, and so you can share like what
yeah,
articles you
I
have
can
read recently.
I can open it now, the
Sure,
bookmarks, and tell you, for example, what I read usually.
sure,
So here,
sure.
for example, exchangewire.com, it's always on like exchangewire.com. It's one of the portals that I visit frequently. Searchenginejournal.com, Adweek.
And
Uh, these are mostly related to ad tech industry.
mhm.
That, for example, I also read a lot about Marketing Directo, which is also a platform that has news in Spanish about marketing overall. It's not only about ad tech, it's also about
Right.
offline marketing, traditional TV marketing even. So it's just to keep myself involved in the
Updated.
whole marketing, exactly, in the whole marketing industry. Of course, when it's more related to ad tech and even especially to, for example, RTB and programmatic ads,
Right.
I can mention, for example, I watch usually, there is a really cool, we can call it video talk show called The Programmatic Society, available on YouTube. They have many episodes, I think
Right.
probably now even more than 80 episodes that you
Right.
can watch. And they are really interesting about programmatic, RTB, digital marketing overall. And I would say this is it. I'm also subscribed to a couple of new interesting newsletters.
Right.
One of them is Stacked Marketer.
Oh,
It's really good.
it's very
So
nice.
yeah, I would say this is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Marouan, last question. One of the last question I have. Like, are you missing these
Mhm.
kind of like the conferences and events we used to have before, like before the COVID? Like we were hugging each other, like we were social animals. And now it's everything is changed in COVID-19. Like things have changed totally right now in COVID-19.
Exactly.
All
To
those
be
things.
honest,
Yeah.
yeah, I have seen, for example, some conferences that they basically passed to make them online, but of course, it's not the same. I mean, let's be
For
honest.
fun. Yeah, it's
Uh,
not fun, honestly. Yeah.
of course. So we really, of course, miss all these social events because at the end, it's, of course, from one side, it's about all work, professional meetings, and so on. But let's not forget that many times you even make good friends out of
Good
this
friends out there.
kind of social events. So it's not only about
Yeah.
work. So we really miss them. That's true. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the situation will improve and we will be able to go back to the conferences again.
Like normal life. Yeah, I'm like everyone is hoping like this COVID-19
Hopefully.
like gets over as soon as possible. Like things should go like we are hoping like in 1 year at least it will take everything to get to normal, but still we are just hopeful right now. We don't have any vaccine, we don't have any kind of medicines available right now. So we just have to live with the COVID right now. And 2020 is it's a very hard year for everyone. If I talk about personal life
True.
in terms of business, like Marouan, everyone is going through some kind of rough rough time, to be right, because I have a lot of like I'm doing like interviews in this lockdown, and I'm getting the feedback like things have been very rough, like for some people in terms of
True.
personal life, like so many of people are not able to meet their family. They are just stuck in another country. So yeah, this COVID-19 have taught us a lot of things, to be very honest. Yeah.
True, true. And overall, as I said, yeah, we have been talking today about advertising overall, affiliation, and so on. But as
Affiliate,
you
yeah,
said, it taught us about many humanitarian things as well.
right.
So it's an
Yeah.
important key point.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, because now like in 2020, the world needs more gratitude, humbleness, and the kindness. To be very, very honest, like Maroon, I believe
Definitely.
like these three like key elements are very important for any business or for any person to live their life. Like I totally believe in this thing. Yeah. And thank you so
Totally
much,
true.
Marwan, for being on my podcast, Inside Hustler's Brain. So, guys, if you really like this interview with Marwan, like he's very nice, very humble, very friendly person at Adcash, and the team at Adcash is very, very friendly. Like, so if you guys are interested to join them, so I will drop the link below in this podcast, so you guys can happily go ahead and join it. So, Marwan, do you want to drop your social links? Do you want to share your email ID with my
Yeah,
audience, so if they
sure.
have something so they can join?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, I'm always available and reachable on LinkedIn. Just by writing Marouan Bouhachi or Marouan Adcash, you will be able to find me there.
Right.
By the way, I also have an Instagram account dedicated for advertising purposes only. I
Ah,
share their tips and stuff like that. So, for example, well, if
sure.
someone wants to just keep following some tips and so on,
Sure.
they can find me by Marouan Ad Manager. So I'm
Ah,
always available also there. So
perfect.
of course,
Yeah. So I will drop your details below in this podcast. So someone who's
of
interested to
course,
join and they interested to follow, so they will happy to join in. So guys, please do check out like his Instagram profile. He's very helpful, very friendly person. And thank you so much for giving me time for this podcast. An amazing interview, to be very, very honest. Very, very good. Like it's very nice and very in-depthful. I really like it, to be very honest.
thank
Yeah.
you so much, Jitendra. Thanks to you as well for your time
Yeah.
and for the
Still I'm
questions. To
hurt.
be
Still
honest,
I'm
were
hurt, guys.
really
So
interesting.
I'm not showing my hand. Like it has still it's the hustle. Like Maron, I'm running my business, so still I have to work. I have to reply with this one hand. It's still my so it's all about the hustle. Like you need to keep pushing yourself to the next level always.
And that's really incredible, like all the power and the good vibes that you always show to all of us. So
Thank you
I really wish you a great recovery, and
so much.
hopefully we can have another interview
Sure.
soon.
Why not? Why not, man? Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for your time. And guys,
Thank you.
please do subscribe to my podcast for more interviews, affiliate marketing tips, like digital marketing tips inside Hustler's Brain. So please leave your review. Thank you so much, Marwan. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Bye
day.
bye. Ciao.
Ciao.